Namaste everyone. Jai Mahakal, Jai Bholenath. Actually, today we are going to discuss about the hybridization. First of all, in the previous video, I would like to inform you that what we have studied. We have studied about the valence bond theory, and we have also discussed about the characteristics of hybridization. Today we will discuss about the types of hybridization. Before starting this topic, I would like to ask you, many of you were having some questions about, sir, why covalent, how do these covalent bonds share their electrons and how do they become stable, why this overlapping occurs, right? So these are all the things today we are going to discuss. So let me first of all tell you about that how this overlapping occurs only in covalent bond. In the valence bond theory I have already discussed about, but then also let me tell you about the covalent bond. Just suppose carbon-carbon triple bond. Have you heard the word acetylene? This is the formula of acetylene. Okay, this is the formula of acetylene, and generally if you talk about the IUPAC name, then its IUPAC name will be ethyne, E-T-H-Y-N-E, because triple bond is there, so Y-N-E. So you were able to know, you were having a curiosity that, sir, how is possible, how do they do the mutual sharing? आपस में वो लोग किस तरह से mutual sharing है? So I just want to tell you about, just suppose here that carbon is having 4 valence electrons, 1, 2, 3 and this 4, and this carbon is having 1, 2, 3 and this 4. Hydrogen is having 1 valence electron, and this hydrogen is also having 1 valence electron, right? Now question is what? How do this mutual sharing happens? So this carbon nucleus will attract these electrons towards itself. Just suppose this is the nucleus of the carbon atom. It is having 4 valence electrons, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, and here 1 hydrogen valence electron, and here the next carbon atom nucleus and the 4th electron, and this is the hydrogen electron. Just suppose these are the electrons, okay? This is the nucleus of carbon atom, and this is the nucleus of another carbon atom, okay? Just suppose in this nucleus, here this is the nucleus of first carbon atom, and this is the nucleus of second carbon atom, this is the nucleus of hydrogen atom, and this is the nucleus of hydrogen atom. Got it? Now what will happen? This nucleus will attract this electron. Why they will attract? Because you know very well, nuclear and electron, there is an electrostatic force. So this nucleus will attract the next carbon and next hydrogen electron toward itself. Why they will attract? Because to complete their octet, in the Lewis dot structure you may have heard about the octet rule, that each and every element has tendency to complete its octet. So what here carbon will do? Carbon will overlap. Overlap means this electron will be tendance towards itself, and this electron will be tendance towards itself. Means the electron clouds will occur. Why this electron clouds will occur? Because each and every element has tendency to complete its octet. So what will happen here? See, just I am showing you the reaction. What will happen? Here the hydrogen electron and here the carbon 1 electron, they both will overlap with each other. What will happen? They both will overlap. Just suppose this hydrogen has overlapped to carbon 1 electron, and this carbon, the carbon atom nucleus was having 4 electrons, 1, 2, 3 and this 4, and here 1, 2, 3 and this 4. So this carbon atom will overlap to this carbon atom and hydrogen atom. Why they will overlap? Because you know very well, here this carbon atom wants to complete its octet. See here, carbon atom was having 4 valence electron, 1, 2, 3 and this 4, hydrogen 1 electron, and the next carbon atom was having the 4 valence electron. Right? So now what this carbon atom will do? This carbon atom will also First of all, this hydrogen atom will overlap with this carbon 1 electron, and this carbon atom will take this both the electrons. So this you have seen here, the overlapping of bond. Especially this process, the overlapping of bonds. Why do they overlap? The question is, why do they overlap? Because to complete their octet. How they will complete their octet? With the help of nuclear attraction force with the next atom's electrons. And here the electrostatic force occurs. Because of the electrostatic force, they attract next atom's electron towards itself, and because of this attraction, this overlapping occurs, and this overlapping gives a result of hybridization, valence bond theory, the different types of bonds. So now question was that how this overlapping had occurred. As I have shown you here, you can understand the concept that why overlapping occurs. So here you have seen that why overlapping occurs. The reason is each and every element has tendency to complete its octet. How they will complete their octet? By sharing their electron, by transferring their electron, by gaining their electrons. If each and every element has a tendency to complete its octet, so they can transfer, they can complete in the inner shell octet, they can gain the electron, they can complete their outer shell octets, they can mutual sharing, this mutual sharing in the covalent bond. This overlapping occurs, and you have seen the electron clouds, right? Now, after understanding this concept, now I would like to tell you about that how many types of these covalent bonds occurs. Generally, there are two types of covalent bonds. How many types? Two types: sigma bond and covalent bond. Sigma and pi covalent bond. So, have you understand the concept why this overlapping process occur? In this overlapping, you have seen here hydrogen 1 atom, carbons 1 atom. Now process is about the hybridizations. What is this hybridization? You may have got a question in your mind that sir had said when two pure atomic orbitals mixed with another pure atomic orbital, then that orbital is formed. That orbital is called hybrid orbital, and the process is called hybridization. Yes, you are right. I am not telling you that you are wrong, but here I am telling you something else. Just suppose in this carbon atom C2H2, ethyne, right? Or acetylene you can say. In this C2H2, not H4, ethylene, C2H2, okay? You know carbon atomic number. Carbon atomic number is 6, 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. Here you can say that this carbon 2 electron, this carbon 2 electron, and this px and py. Before clearing this concept, I would like to ask you about the sigma bond and pi bond. If you are not cleared about the sigma bond and pi bond, let me introduce. There are axes in this orientations. You know very well. Here s orbital is spherical, right? And p is dumbbell. Okay. So you know very well in the p there are three orientation: px, py, pz. So px will be in the x direction, py will be the sidewise, and this will be lateral. Okay, px, py, pz. So when there is a axial, just suppose this is a s orbital and this again s orbital. This both will overlap. Then there will be a formation of sigma. One s and px orbital will overlap. Then there will be a formation of sigma bond. Px and px orbital will form, then there will be a formation of sigma bond. Means symmetrical axis, there will be a formation of sigma bond. In the symmetrical axis, there will be a formation of sigma bond. And if I talk about the pi bond, then sidewise, py and pz, this is sidewise and lateral wise. Px and py and pz. In the sidewise, there is a formation of pi bond, and in the symmetrical axis, there is a formation of sigma bond. I hope you have understand this concept. If you are having still doubt in this concept, then you can go to my previous video and you can just open my YouTube channel. In the YouTube channel, you can see class 11 chemistry in the playlist option. You can just see the chemical bonding. Otherwise, the first Before this lecture I have already explained you. So just understand about this concept that Px, Py, Pz, and now this is called ground state. What is this called? Ground state. You know very well ground state means whatever the neutral carbon atom is there and whatever the configurations are there, in which orientations or which orbitals the electrons are arranged. Now in a new style the electrons will be arranged. That is called hybridization. What I mean to explain today is hybridization. Now in the excited, in the excited state, what will happen to this carbon atom? This C6 will do 1s2 and this 2s1 and 2p2. Got it? Have you understand or not? In this carbon atom, total 6 electrons are there. That is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. This was the ground state. Now you can ask me, sir, why these excited states? What are the reasons for the excited state? Here, in the excited states, I have already told you that each and every element has tendency to complete its octet. So here this carbon is also having tendency, and another same carbon atom, C6, there are 2 6 carbon atoms, C6, here also 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So just suppose here also another carbon atom is there. So total, you can just suppose this 2p2 and here 2s2. So again 1 electrons will be there. Now this 2s2 and 2p2, these are in the ground state. Okay, and this excited state will be converted into like this. This was the ground state, and in the excited state 1s2, 2s1 and 2p3. Sorry, 2p3 will be there. 2s2, 2p2 and here 2p3. So here also 2p3. This is ground state and this is excited state. This is ground state. Okay. Now you just see, suppose this s orbital will overlap with this s orbital. This p orbital will overlap with this p. This. They both will overlap. As I have told you here that carbon 3 electrons and here hydrogen 1 electrons, carbon 3 electrons and here hydrogen 1 electron, right? So now you have seen here this hydrogen 1 electron will overlap here, this one, okay, and this 3 electrons of this carbon, this 3 electrons of this carbon will overlap here, 1, 2, 3. So they have overlapped. So now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Similarly, this hydrogen atom will overlap here and these 3 carbon atoms will overlap here. 1, 2, 3. So you have seen here each and every orientations have got their fulfilled electron and both the carbon atoms have attained nearest inert gas configuration, that is of neo. So this both the carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms have complete their nearest inert gas configuration. Hydrogen has completed its doublet, helium gas configuration, and carbon has completed its octet. So have you understand the concept? What is hybridization? When any elements change their arrangement of electrons, means ground state to excited state. Ground excited, EXCITED, sorry. Okay, ground state to excited state. So as after understanding the concept of this ground state and excited state, now you can understand what is hybridization. So you have seen here in the ground state what was the electronic configuration, in the excited state what is the configuration, and after understanding this both, you can understand what is hybridization. Which orbitals has participated, which orbitals has participated in the overlapping, that is their hybridization. As you can see here, this S2s orbital and this 2p3 orbitals has participated. So the hybridizations of sp3, but there is one more understanding concept, that is lone pair of electrons. Have you understand the concept of bond pair and lone pair electrons? Now, let me clear your all the doubts that how this the energy distributions and how you can calculate the hybridizations of any elements or their orbitals. First of all, if anybody will ask you anything, just about think about the carbon or any other atom, I am taking the carbon on, okay? Atomic number 6, 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. This is the ground state energy distribution. What is this? Ground state energy distribution. Just suppose this is the ground state energy. If I want to convert this in excited state, okay? Now, excited state energy distribution. Or you can say it is a redistribution. Again, you have to distribute the electrons. So how you will distribute? 1s2, 2s1, 2px, 2py, and 2pz. Redistribution. What I have done? I have taken the s1 electron, 2s1 electrons, and shifted to 2pz. 2px, 2py was already there, and I have shifted here. So now if anyone will ask you what will be the hybridizations and what are the redistributions, energy orientations, energy orbitals, so you can say here there are total 4 orbitals, s and p, you can see here. So here 1s and 3p, p1, p2, p3. So the hybridizations will be of carbon, especially for the single bond. Remember this one. In the previous one that acetylene I have taught you, but I will teach here also that how you will see that in the carbon double bond it is sp2 hybridization, in the triple bond it is sp, because here only one electrons of s and p are involved. So that's why in the triple bond sp, in the double bond sp2, and in the single bond means carbon, methane, if anybody will ask you, here H, 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 H. So here you can see the 4 hydrogen electrons will be here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if anybody will ask you what is the hybridizations of methane, then you can directly say sp3 hybridization. And have you remembered the geometrical formula? In the geometry, Vosper theory I have taught you that the geometry will be tetrahedral. Tetrahedral means here carbon 1, 2, 3, 4. Hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. Tetrahedral structure. Right? So here you can easily see that what is the hybridization, but there are some norms, there are some formula by which you can calculate any atom's hybridizations. If I will give you a questions to calculate any other's atom hybridization, then easily you can calculate. But remember, you must know the ground state and excited state energy distribution. In the ground state, whatever their atomic number is there, whatever the neutral atoms are there, so according to that you can easily calculate the ground state energy distribution. On that day also I have taught you about the sp, sp2 hybridization, sp3 hybridization, sp3d hybridizations, sp3d2 hybridizations. I have taught you about the geometry of the shapes also, right? So now just suppose about the beryllium. Okay, what is the atomic number of beryllium? It's 4. 1s2, 2s2. This is its ground state. What is this? Ground state. If I want to redistribute the beryllium, then what I can do? Can you tell me? I can redistribute this both the electrons of s orientations as. How I will redistribute? I will maximum I can do 1s2, 2s1 and 2p1, right? So this is 1s2, 2s1, 2px1. So this is, you can say, redistributions of energy or electron, redistribution, right? Ground state you have seen and redistribution. So how many elements will combine their electrons? Now question is that, have you heard the word beryllium chloride, BeCl2? So after rearranging the electrons, how many numbers of orbitals are there to occupy with the other atoms? Here there are 2 numbers, right? How many numbers? 2 numbers. If I will tell you to draw the structure of this, then how you will draw the structure? You will see here, these 2 vacant atoms are ready to occupy the chlorine's 1,1 electrons. You know very well, chlorine has 17 atomic number, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5 electronic configuration, right? So both the chlorine atom requires 1,1 electron to complete its octet or argon electronic configuration. So now here I just want to say you know very well what are the shapes. S shape is spherical, this S is also spherical, and this P is double. Px is there, so double. Okay, so symmetrical. Now here these are the 1s electron, 2s1, 2p. So how they both will combine? S, here the p electron will combine. So what will be the structure of this and this px and sp? If I ask you how the shapes are formed, so you know very well here beryllium is having 2 vacant orientation in which the electron can fit. Okay, but here if I ask you that both the chlorine atoms, just suppose this is beryllium, okay, and here one chlorine atom has overlapped. And here also one chlorine atom has overlapped. So this is beryllium, Be, this is Cl, this is Cl, BeCl2. You may have heard its geometry is linear and the bond angle is 180 degrees. Have you heard in the geometry? I have taught you, especially in VSEPR theory, valence shell electron pair repulsion theory, I have taught you that how to calculate the geometry of the molecules, right? According to that, easily you can calculate the geometry of the molecules. Now, if I talk about any other atoms, that how you will understand that what is the hybridization. So can you tell me what will be the hybridization of BeCl2? BeCl2, you can see sp hybridization, 1 s electrons and 1 p electrons. So hybridization sp, linear hybridization. Now if I talk about sp2 hybridization, this is BeCl2 is the example of sp hybridization. If I talk about sp2 hybridization, then what do you think? Here there was only 1 electron in p orientation. If there will be 2, then definitely if there will be 2, then boron trichloride. Next to beryllium is boron, yes? So boron will have, just suppose about the boron trichloride I am asking, okay? BeCl3. What will happen to BeCl3? Boron atomic number is 5, 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. This is the ground state. Energy redistribution, if I want to do, then how I can do? Can you tell me? If I want to redistribute the energy, so how I can redistribute? 1s2, 2s1 and 2p2. This is the redistribution, or you can say excited state, right? So here you can see the 3 chlorine atoms are there. How many chlorine atoms? 3 chlorine atoms are there. So now how they will arrange? Just suppose the boron 3 valence electron here, 2s2 and 2p1. So now these 3 valence electrons, how they will arrange? Just suppose if I am drawing the valence electrons or the orbitals of 2s1, 2p1 and 2p2, then how will be the shape? I am just showing you. Just suppose this is the boron 3 electrons, 2s and 2. This is the 2s1, this is 2px or 2py you can say, or you can consider or 2px, 2py and 2s, just like, or 2py. Just suppose this, okay. Now the 3 chlorine atoms will also combine. So one chlorine atom will combine like this, one chlorine atom will combine like this, and one chlorine atom will combine like this, right? So you can see the structure. It is a triangular structure, triangular planar structure, sp2 hybridization. You can see here 1s and 2p, so sp2. These 3 orientations are involved. So hybridization will be, hybridization is equal to sp2. And what will be the geometry or what will be the shape? Geometry will be triangular planar. Triangular planar means you can draw like these structures. If I talk about how you will draw generally the structure, then here I am showing you these are the bromine 1, 2, 3, chlorine, chlorine, chlorine. This is the triangular planar structure. You can see. And if anybody will ask you what will be the bond angle, so you know very well, 120, 120, 120. Got it? So this is the structure, this is the geometry, this is the hybridization. By this way you can calculate Sp, Sp2, Sp3. If you want to calculate Sp3, just suppose, have you heard the word sulfuric acid? Sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Have you heard? Here, sulfur atom, how do they combine, you know? In the H2SO4, if anybody will ask you, what is the hybridization of H2SO4? Have you heard the word H2SO4? Yes, definitely you may have heard. Sulfur atomic number 16, neon is 10, 3s2, 3p4, right? 3s, both the electrons here, and 3p4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? But if I asked you to arrange these electrons into excited state, this is the ground state, right? But if I ask you to arrange in the excited state, this is ground state. So how you will arrange in the excited state? (3d), 3p and 3s. So can you tell me how you will arrange? You will take this one electron into 3d. That will be 3s1 electron, and one electron has shifted to 3d. There will be 3p, means p3 electrons, and one will be electron 3d2. Okay? 3p3. This is the excited state, means energy redistribution. What we have done? Energy redistributions. Now how many orientations are involved? Can you tell me? Now you have to just suppose that how many orientations are involved? H2SO4. H2SO4, sulfuric acid, in which you know very well here, 2 means OH is there and sulfur double bond is there, right? If anybody will ask you that how is the structure, then easily I hope you know very well. Sulfur double bond, 2 double bond with oxygens, oxygen, oxygen. One oxygen is attached with hydrogen. One oxygen is attached with hydrogen, another oxygen is also attached with hydrogen. So this is the structure of H2SO4. Now you know very well, here in the sulfur, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 valence electron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 valence electron. we have redistribution, the energies. We have redistributed the electrons into the different orientations. So now just suppose that what will be the hybridizations of the sulfur in the sulfuric acid. Here you can just tell me that how many electrons are going to accommodate. How many electrons are going to accommodate. Here only and only these 4 electrons are going to accommodate. You can ask me which 4. So you can see here the 2 of this 1 and 1 2 and 2 of this. So total 4 means these energies are going to occupy. And you can ask me, sir, what's about the 3D? So this both the electrons, oxygen lone pair electrons, you know very well, there are total 6 valence electrons in the oxygen, right? Okay. So now you can see here, in this oxygen, 1 electron, OH and OH. This OH, this one. This both the electron will occupy this 2. 1. Okay. This OH and this OH will occupy 3s and 3p. And if I talk about these 2 electrons, so this both the oxygen electrons, this oxygen and this oxygen will occupy this and this. So you can see here that how many orientations are involved. 1 S and 3 P orientations are involved. So what will be the hybridization? Hybridization is sp3. Okay. As I have already shown you, this is the structure of sulfuric acid. In the sulfur there are total 6 valence electrons, and in which 2 oxygen is connected with the double bond, 1 oxygen with a single bond, and 1 oxygen, both the oxygens are connected with a single bond of hydrogen. So here you may have seen that which electrons are occupying which orientations, or you can say which energy distributions they are occupying. So here you may have seen that in the H2SO4, the sulfuric acid hybridization will be sp3. Okay. Now, after understanding the concept of this hybridization, now I will teach you the rule for calculation the total number of hybrid orbitals. The rule for calculation of total number of hybridization. What are the rules? How you will calculate the hybridizations? If any compound or any element is given, how you will understand that the hybridizations of this element or this compound is that. So write the heading, rule for calculation of total number of hybrid orbitals. Rule for calculation total number of hybrid orbitals. Okay. So we are going to write the rule for calculation of total number of hybrid. First of all, you have to detect the central atom. Means in any compound, what you have to detect? You have to detect the central atom. Detect the central atom in any compound. Okay, and easily you can detect. Detect the central atom. After that, valence electron of central atom. What are the total number of valence electrons of central atom? See, remember, in any compound you can easily detect which is the central atom. As in the sulfuric acid, I have already detected that sulfur is the central atom. After detecting the valence electron of the central atom, what? Valence electron of central atom, and this will be denoted by N1. Remember, because I am going to generate a formula to calculate the valence electron of central atom, because I am going to generate the formula of hybridization. So here, first of all, detect the central atom. After detecting the central atom, calculate the valence electron of central atom. Now, number of monovalent atoms around the central atom. Number of monovalent atoms. Number of monovalent atoms around the central atom. Number of monovalent atom around the central atom. This will be known as N2. Right? First of all, what you have to do? You have to detect the central atom. After that, you have to calculate the valence electron of the central atom. Then you have to detect the monovalent atoms around the central atom, and it will be known as N2. Now, number of negative charges. Number of negative charges. Whatever the negative charges are there, so number of negative charges will be known as 3, and number of positive charges will be known as 4. Number of positive charges will be known as Now what you have to do after detecting N1, N2, N3, N4. Now number of hybrid orbitals. Number of hybrid orbitals is equal to N1 plus N2 plus N3 minus N4. N1 plus N2 plus N3 minus N4 upon 2. Got it? First of all, what you have to do? You have to detect the central atom. After then calculate the valence electron of central atom. N1 is the valence electron of central atom. After then number of monovalent atoms around the central atom. N2. Number of negative charges. N3. And number of positive charges. N4. Now can you calculate? Monovalent, you know? Monovalent means one valent. One. Mono means one. Di means two. Tri means 3. So monovalent, divalent, trivalent, tetravalent, right? So just suppose, as I have told you about the H2SO4, in this SO4 2 minus is there. Okay? SO4 2 minus, you know very well. So here can you tell me what will be the sulfate hybridization? Sulfate, if I will ask you. Central atom is sulfur. Valence electron 6. Detect the central atom, sulfur. Valence electron of sulfur atom 6. Monovalent atom, monovalent, one hydrogen, one hydrogen. So monovalent, this is N1 is 6, N2 is 2 monovalent atom. Negative charges 2. And positive charges. Now how you will understand the positive charges? Right? If I talk about the sulfuric acid, just suppose in the sulfuric acid there were no negative charges. H2SO4 there were no negative charges. So just suppose in the sulfuric acid, right now only we have calculated, in the sulfuric acid, sulfur is the central atom, N1 is equal to 6, N2 is equal to 2, N3 is equal to 0, N4 is equal to 0. Right? So here you can see the hybridization. Hybridization will be 6 plus 2 plus 0 minus 0 by 2, that is equal to 8 by 2, that is equal to 4. 4 means 1s and 3p. So this is sp3 is the hybridization. Any atoms, not I am talking about this. If I talk about CO2, carbon dioxide, CO2, or just suppose carbonic acid. Have you heard the word carbonic acid? Okay, carbonic acid, H2CO3. If anybody will ask you, sir, what will be the hybridization of carbonic acid, H2CO3? Can you tell me what will be the central atom? Carbon is the central atom. So N1, valence electron of carbon, 4. N2, how many monovalent atoms are there? Can you tell me monovalent atom? H2CO3 is there. Monovalent atom. You must know about the monovalent atoms around the central atom. How many monovalent? 2 monovalent atoms are 2. Can you tell me why 2? In the carbon dioxide, or you can see carbonic acid, H2CO3, 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 carbon atoms, and 3 oxygen atoms. How they will rearrange? Can you tell me? H2CO3, what will be the structure, what will be the geometry of H2CO3? In the carbonate ion, we have already predicted the geometry of CO3. I hope all of you have remembered that CO3 geometry. How many central atoms, can you tell me? See, you know very well carbon is connected with here. So 2 monovalent atoms are there, right? As you can see here, 2 monovalent atoms. Okay, and after that no negative charges, no positive charges, N3 0 and 4 0. So if I want to calculate the hybridization of carbonic acids, carbon, then easily I can tell you the hybrid orbitals is equal to 4 plus 2 plus 0 minus 0 by 2, 6 by 2 is equal to 3. 3 means sp2. So what will be the hybridizations of H2CO3? sp2 hybridization. Remember this word, always remember, as already I have informed you in the double bond. 2-3 things I am just giving you the information. If anybody will ask you about the carbon single bond, carbon double bond, carbon triple bond. If carbon is attached all the side with the single bonds, means alkane will have always sp3 hybridization. Remember, single bond, carbon single bond, sp3 hybridization, carbon double bond, sp2 hybridization, and carbon triple bond, sp hybridization. Remember this word. So first of all, what you have to detect? You have to detect the central atom. After then you have to calculate the valence electron. After then you have to calculate the number of negative charges. After then you have to calculate the number of positive charges, and then you have to use the number of hybrid orbitals. And you know very well, if the number of hybrid orbitals, anything, number of hybrid orbitals 2, then sp hybridization, number of hybrid orbitals 3, sp3 hybridization, number of hybrid orbitals 4, sp3 also, and dsp2. In the, if the lone pair will be maximum, then dsp2, otherwise sp3 hybridization, tetrahedral structure. Yeah, in the sp linear structure, sp2 triangular planar structure, sp3 tetrahedral structure, or dsp2 square planar structure. After that, sp3d trigonal bipyramidal. sp3d means 5 hybrid orbitals are there. N by 2 value is here, n1 plus n2 plus n3 minus n4 by 2 value, if it comes 5, then sp3d hybridizations, and the shape will be trigonal bipyramidal. sp3d2 octahedral shape, because here you may have seen the hybrid orbitals are 6, and pentagonal bipyramidal. If you will see the hybrid orbitals are 7, then pentagonal bipyramidal, and sp3d3 hybridization. So these things you have to remember. If you don't know, then you can write also. First of all, remember this formula. After understanding the formula, if anybody will ask you according to hybridization, can you predict the shape or geometry? Definitely. Remember, sp hybridization means linear, sp2 means triangular planar, sp3 means tetrahedral, dsp2 means square planar, and sp3d means sp3d2 and sp3d3. sp3d3 already I have told you how many? Number of hybrid orbitals 7. Number of hybrid orbitals means pentagonal bipyramidal. Pentagonal bipyramidal. Last one is pentagonal bipyramidal. sp3d2 octahedral, and this one sp3d, can you tell me? Trigonal bipyramidal. Remember, trigonal bipyramidal. Anybody will ask you number of hybrid orbitals. Here number of hybrid orbitals are 2, here 3, here 4, here 5, here 4. Sorry, here also 4 only, na? Yeah, here also 4, but lone pair will be electrons 2, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. So remember, these are the number of hybrid orbitals. How you can calculate the number of hybrid orbitals? N1 plus N2 plus N3 minus N4 by 2. You can take more and more examples. If I talk about the BF3, can you detect me what will be the structure of BF3? Okay, just suppose BF3. BF3. So in the BF3, boron is central atom, right? 1s2, 2s2, 2p1, 3 valence electron, and 1 is equal to 3. 3 monovalent also, and 2 is equal to 3, and 3 and 4 0. So here 3 plus 3 by 2, 6 by 2, that is equal to 3. Means number of hybrid orbitals is 3. Then triangular plane. If anyone will ask you what is the hybridizations of BF3, then easily you can say sp3. I hope all of you have understand how to calculate the number of hybridization. That's all for today. Thank you very much. If you have enjoyed the video, if you have understand the concept, don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Share this video with your friends so they can be also benefited. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Namaste. Har Har Mahadev. Jai Shri Krishna.